Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, part 2. Are you buying a home? Do you understand how great and of importance materials are to your building process? And how important it is to know the materials of a used home and of new construction homes. This is what you need to do before you think about investing. Why? Because the maintenance cost and upkeep will matter. So in part 2, we're going to go over some of the better materials that you should be looking for when you are purchasing a home, regardless if it's new or used. Because the length of time a home remains profitable without an unlimited amount of maintenance does matter. And with all that said, thank you for being here and welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, thank you so much for being here. Please share the videos. Please make sure you let other people know that they're out here buying a home over the next 2 or 3 years, that they're going to need to buy quality home. Not just any old home. Make sure there are quality materials that built this home. Go find out the information. Do the research. Find out from the previous owners if you can. Any type of permits that's ever been done. You need to find out all the information you can because, as you've seen in part 1, you know the length of time things start falling apart. Okay? Let's get into it, shall we? We'll go here. This is what we're going to be talking about tonight. But of course, you know where to go, to the YouTube podcast page. If you would like to subscribe or join, you can use the buttons down below. How long is a new construction home supposed to last? I'll have this article down below in the description box because this is what people really should be taught before they're buying a home. This is the information you need, and I've never made a video about this, and I'm very happy that I am now after 5 years. But at least you guys will now know. When you invest in a new construction home, you're not buying a place to live, but making a long-term commitment. In case some of you don't know, your home that you purchase is going to be the largest purchase in your life. Rarely do you buy something more valuable than your home. You have to be very wealthy or very rich, very successful with the money-wise in order to do that. But this, for 99% of people, this is your most expensive purchase. All right? You want your home to last, right? The longevity of your home depends on several factors, from the quality of materials used, maintenance, and even the local climate. So you guys already know I went over what happens with climate. So this is why some people would say, well, how come everything's so expensive in Southern California? Well, because you can have millions of people within a 2-hour radius with low humidity, great weather, and a chill zone off the Pacific coast from the ocean that keeps you in a variable rate. So now your materials aren't expanding and contracting at extreme levels. So therefore your home should last longer. But at the same time, in those same locations, why would you, as you see down here, build homes simply made of wood? See, so again, it's very interesting how homes are built depending on the climate. A well-constructed home can last a lifetime. Foundation materials. See this right here? This is one of my favorite pet peeves, actually, is the bottom. And quite frankly, every now and then I have to get on screen because when I have my pet peeves, this is one of them. Notice in this illustration that I'm going to show you, when they're making the cement foundation, which, by the way, They'll tell you cement does not last forever either. There has to be treatments and things like that. But notice the foundation. One of my pet peeves when I go out and look at a house, it doesn't even have to be new construction. This is in reference to any home. I see a foundation that is, doesn't matter what the foundation really is, but I need a foundation such as this, a cement foundation, because that's going to last the longest. What's not going to last the longest is when you have a cement foundation and you don't see around the house how they're going to get the water away. It's going to rain. So where's the water going to go when it hits the ground? If it hits the ground and it drains and it hits right beside your foundation, you know what happens? The water seeps in and evaporates, dissolves some of the dirt. And because it's dissolving some of the dirt along the way of it, wherever it's going to, that means now it's wiping away some things underneath your foundation potentially. So I want to see a little trough, even though this is going to be brand new what we see, but I want to see a little trough all the way around that catches the water that comes off and drains close to my foundation. I want that trough. Where am I going to find that trough? Usually in semi-custom, custom homes and homes that are expensive. So it wipes away where the water goes because water is destructive to building materials. Just keep that in mind, all right? So, as you can see on the screen, they're talking about it, and look at the concrete. Here it is. The vast majority of foundations today are designed with concrete and poured block footings. Concrete is a popular choice because it is durable and can last over 100 years. This is one of the reasons, but notice this footnote. This type of foundation is also waterproof for about the first decade. That's right. A lot of people do not know that concrete is not waterproof. It's waterproof to a certain point, and then it becomes porous as it gets older. So keep that in mind when you think about, well, what should I put over this concrete to protect it? What should I do? Again, you want to keep water away from your concrete. You don't want anything underneath your home moving. All right? This is what people do not understand. So you have to look at your builder. You have to understand what they're doing. Are they filling in something underneath your house? Was there a hole underneath your house and they're filling it in with some branches, some trees, or whatever else, garbage, and then, 20 years later, your house is tilting a certain way? These are the things you need to know. Wood foundation made out of pressure treatment lumber are another option. While theirs less common than concrete, they provide durable support for homes when they're properly constructed and maintained. Proper ventilation with wood is needed. Moisture control is needed with wood. And regular inspections ensure your wood foundation lasts for 60 years or more because, pests, termites, they love your wood. So are you going to have treated wood? And again, if you treat it once, you're going to have to continually treat it. And the proper ventilation needs to be done because any moisture on your wood, that's not good either. So again, wood foundations, I am not a fan of. When people say, oh, I have a crawl space underneath my house. Yeah, you have a crawl space. Do we have cement beams? No, we're using our lumber beams. I'm like, okay, sorry, that's not going to work. All right. Why are you going to go through all this upkeep and maintenance all this time? Doesn't make any sense. So you might as well have the concrete all the way through. But again, there's a lot of places, like I just illustrated, California. They don't like building concrete except for foundations. You start saying, build me concrete walls and things like that, they're going to look at you like you're crazy. All right. Brick is another form that's very durable. Brick foundation are known for their durability and longevity. Their resistance to moisture, insects, and fire makes them an excellent choice for a long-lasting foundation. It makes it long-lasting for the side of your house, your whole house being brick. All right. Proper maintenance, though, becomes even more crucial in regions with harsh climates where freeze to thaw cycles can cause damage. Contract and expand. Just keep that in mind. Quickly addressing any issues can help your brick foundation last 65 years or longer. So see, all of these are going to last a lifetime. That's why people who have a home and they live there for 20, 30 years, 35 years, maybe even 40, they're doing the upkeep. They're paying for it. They just don't bitch about it. And so when new people come, they don't realize the house is already 40 years old. It looks great. And then you don't realize the upkeep because they're not leaving you a note saying, hey, you better do this every year. You better do that every year. You better do this. And then all of a sudden you have deterioration in the next 3 to 4 years and you're sitting there doing renovations costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars. So this is the type of thing that you have to think about when you're buying a new and a used home. But brick is nice, but you know what the number one for foundation should be. And quite frankly, I would argue for building a house. Structural components, the roof. Oh my God, this people down in Florida and elsewhere, they know you used to be able to get a whole roof on your house for 15 grand, 20 grand. People now know because of the situation, that's a thing of the past. 85 grand, 75 grand, 100 grand to put on a roof. That's crazy, right? Here we go. The longevity of your roof depends on the type of materials used. This is one of the most expensive portions of your home, along with your foundation. If you ever need foundation work done, you don't want that, and you don't want roof being done. So what do? The most popular roofing material choice, asphalt shingles. I, too, am a very student of this as well. I want asphalt shingles. This is why your upscale luxury homes usually have asphalt shingles. Because notice, it's one of the most popular roofing choices with the lifespan of 20 to 30 years. The other thing about these roof tile shingles that I'll say is that I get to remove them if I only need to do 1 or 2. That's the difference. I don't have to do a whole roof or a partial roof patch. I just say, well, we broke our tiles or something happened. We can come here and remove them. Easy repair on my roof. That to me changes things versus other roofs for starters. High quality architectural grade shingles can last longer, up to 50 years. That's the ones I like. That's the ones we have when we buy upscale homes. This is why it costs more, because now you don't have, basically you don't have nothing to do for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. If you live that long and have a nice house, you have nothing to do. Now, I will say one other thing. If you're going to have shingles and you get a new home or an older home, your first question should be, hey, do you got any, did you keep some of these shingles up top? Some of the tiles? Do you have any? And hopefully they have them in their little in the garage. That's what I always ask about as well, because they're hard to find the same tiles 10 years later, 8 years later, right? The builders went to somebody and got those specific tiles. So do you have them? Sure, we can find a close match, but why not have the real deal sitting in your garage? At least if you have 20 or 30 or 40 of them, that's good, right? Think about it. Metal roofs. Okay, these are next. Metal roofs, such as steel, aluminum, and copper, can last 40 to 70 years or more with proper maintenance. Now remember, metal roofs, you do have to do maintenance. Wood shingles, I hate, and shakes. Wood roofing materials can last 30 to 40 years depending on the type of wood, local climate, and preventive maintenance for rot and decay. This rot and decay right here is the main thing. Just like on any roof, all of these, like the asphalt shingles, the tiles, they sit on top of your wood. So a lot of people think they're good because they have the asphalt shingles or the tile shingles, right? You think you're good, but underneath, if there's water that gets into under your tiles and somebody didn't fix up your roof properly, now you're going to have rot underneath your shingles, no matter how good that has been. But just keep that in mind, all right? The roofing, clay and concrete tiles, these are them, have a 50 to 100 year lifespan as they are exceptionally resistant to harsh weather conditions. There you go. The only thing about these, this is my favorite, these right here. And notice the 50 to 100 years. That's what I was referring to, the asphalt, the tile ones I'm referring to. This is more like them. And this is what the only thing about these are that the wind. If you're in a place that does 100 and can get a hurricane of 125, 130 miles per hour, well, your roof's about to move, all right, with these. But other than that, you're fine. Slate roofing, nice as well. Slate roofs are among the longest lasting with a life expectancy of 75 to 100 years. Proper installation and maintenance are a must to ensure this longevity. Notice they're saying maintenance on all of these, except the tile roofing and the asphalt shingles. I'm just saying, but notice the wood shingle, proper maintenance. Metal roofing, proper maintenance. Slate roofing, proper maintenance. Composite roofing is a synthetic. Composite or synthetic roofing materials after a middle ground option, typically lasting around 30 to 50 years, depending on the product's quality. Now, when you go to a builder or you see a home, they're going to have one of these. All you have to do is come back here. I'll leave a link down below. Put this in somewhere on your phone, on your computer, so you can access it, because generally Americans move 7, 8 years every, 7, 8 years. So that means every 7, 8 years, 14 to 16 is another move. 21 to 23, 24 years later, it's another move. And so you need to know this. And some people are buying extra homes, right? Upgrading from the starter home that they wanted to get into to a nicer home. So here you go. Drywall. This lasts forever. That's hard to mess with this. But again, 30-year-old home, you're not going to have to repair drywall generally, but you know it's deteriorating somewhere. Drywall is a common building material used for interior walls and ceilings. Its longevity depends on the quality of installation, environmental conditions, and maintenance, with the average lifespan ranging from 30 to 70 years. There you go. Backer board, something with cement in the middle of it, or cement totally. That's my favorite. Floors as well, to go underneath the tiles. So that way you know for 30 years, which is probably going to be your lifetime for owning a home, 30 to 40 years, you don't have nothing to worry about. Somebody else is going to have to handle that, your heirs. And they're like, wait, this house is so cool, but I didn't know it was going to cost me all this money for upkeep. Windows, another issue. Do not get single pane, and also get the UV double paned windows, whether they have the gas in the middle or not. I'm not a big fan of the gas, but okay. Unless an accident or weather damages your window, well-maintained ones can last 15 to 30 years or longer. This is true, but what generally happens over 15 to 30 years is that new components come out, windows that are better come out, that do certain things, like from aluminum windows, from wood windows to aluminum windows to vinyl windows. It evolves, because there's always better materials. And that's why 15 years to 30 years, you're going to have to take out your windows, because of there's better materials. And again, semi-custom homes are going to have the vinyls. They're going to have the windows that the shade automatically keeps out UV lights. They're not just clear. That's why it costs extra. You're going to pay extra for that. And that's as you should, right? I mean, flooring. This is another one that drives me crazy when people do the floors, because whether you get hardwood, laminate, tile, they're generally almost the same per square foot for cost. And then when you get into the hardwood, the laminates, and the tiles, then they say, well, this is a better grade. So instead of paying $3.50 per square foot, this is better. You're going to pay $10 per square foot. So again, either way, they're going to last 25, 30, 40 years, long as you get the quality ones, no matter what. Hardwood. High quality hardwood floors can last generations, often exceeding 50 years or more with proper care. That's why it costs a lot to put in high quality hardwood floors. They do last 50 years. And then you're going to have to pay for somebody to come do some maintenance, tearing it down, stripping it, and then putting on the laminate again. Or not laminate, but the gloss, as I call it. So that's hardwood. This is why it used to be a thing where hardwood floors increase value of your home. Not so much now, because of what's coming up next, the laminate. And then after that, the tile. Laminate and tile has taken over, because you can interchange. You can remove the laminate and tile and put something else in, and a person can do it themselves. So that has changed the game. And it's the same. The tile and the laminate's almost the same per square foot. And you can get different colors. You can do all kind of different things. Laminate is a more cost-effective alternative to real hardwood, see, with the lifespan of 15 to 25 years. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So that gives you flexibility. If you don't like something and then 5 years later you're like, we'll just take it out. So it gives you flexibility and it works. Tile is my favorite. Ceramic and porcelain tile floors can last decades or even longer. Once again, if you have tile, ceramic, porcelain floors, make sure if you buy a used home, hey, do you have any of these tiles? Did the builder leave you like a stack? Because in case you crack one, you want to be able to replace with the same one. Yes, you can possibly find another ceramic or porcelain tile that's close, but odds are it will not be the exact same. They're incredibly durable and, of course, one of my favorites, waterproof. And individual tiles can be replaced should damage occur, which is what I love. That's why I always love tile, porcelain floors. And by the way, custom upscale usually has tile, porcelain floors, or floors from Italy, marble floors, all kind of different tiles. But that gives you flexibility as well. If one cracks, you just remove it, put in another one, as long as you have the same one. So if you have a new builder and you're buying a new build, then you say, hey, can you leave me a couple dozen of these tiles? All right, pretty simple. All right, luxury vinyl, very nice. Is easy to clean, scratch and fade resistant, and waterproof. Luxury vinyl has an average lifespan of 10 to 20 years. So again, you're going to live in your house possibly 10 to 20 years, and then you're going to have to change it. Let's just call it what it is. Carpet, you always have to change. Carpet lifespan can vary greatly, typically lasting 5 to 15 years. Regular cleaning and maintenance can help extend its life, but replacement is often required sooner in high traffic areas, and they are correct. This is why carpets, I've always liked in bedrooms, because, it's just the way I am, but some people still want tile in their bedrooms. I always want carpet. Everywhere else, in common areas where everybody's walking all the time, I like that to be tile. All right, then I can put a throw rug down, but that's a whole nother story. This is one of my favorites, siding and stucco. Oh my God, here it is right here. This is very interesting. Stucco are vital exterior finishes that protect your home and enhance its curb appeal. Can you believe that right now? Curb appeal, ladies and gentlemen. That's the value of your home when somebody drives by. How do you get a higher value for your home? What your lawn area looks like, what your flowers around your home may look like, what your siding may look like. The presentation helps. All right? So just think about all that on the resale market. So it typically lasts 20 to 40 years as vinyl siding. Wood siding, again, these aren't my favorites. Wood siding like cedar or redwood can last 20 to 50 years, but regular maintenance is essential to prevent rot and decay. Once again, fiber cement siding, not bad. Fiber cement siding has a lifespan of 25 to 50 years or more. It's known for its durability and resistance to rot, pest, and weather. But guess what? The stucco, ladies and gentlemen, the stucco exteriors can last for several decades to over a century with proper care. That's right. Stucco. Why are custom homes generally surrounded with stucco? Semi-custom. This is what you should have. A lot of people will put on this vinyl siding, and that's what drives me crazy. They have these homes like in the South where they make these nice large homes. They look real sweet, and then you walk around and it's like, wait, okay, not brick siding. You got vinyl siding on this $600,000 house? What else you cheaping me up on? What's the foundation? Oh, well, it's wood. And wait. You're already saying the wrong things. So these now will help you understand what you are looking for in a home, I hope. Internal fixtures. Oh, man, is it going to have to be a part 3? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to do a part 3. I didn't realize I had internal fixtures from the Brookfield Residential Group. Down below in the description box. Make sure you get your information, the link to this whole thing. There'll be a part 3 coming out tomorrow, and we'll talk about internal fixtures because once again, it matters what the internal fixtures are. All of this should be in a book from the previous owner if they kept track. I always like an owner that says, yes, here's my book. This is all the stuff I've done. This is all the maintenance and upkeep. And here's some of the warranty papers for the fridge or the whatever. I love that. That makes me want to buy the house even more when an owner has taken care of it. Just like when you get a car and the owner's like, here's all the maintenance records, here's all the repair records. You automatically feel so much better and you're willing to pay the appropriate price for it because now you understand where you sit at with regard to possible maintenance and upkeep for the future. So once again, I'm going to get out of here because this one's just too long and we're just going to make a part 3. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why I'm giving you, if you're buying a home, you sure need to know this. If you're buying new construction, you sure need to know this. Because you do not want to overpay just because somebody says this is a semi-custom or this is a custom home, and then you don't know the materials. Because you see a nice floor in there and you don't even ask, what is this? Is this real hardwood? Is this a vinyl laminate hardwood? And then what type of tile is this in here? Is this porcelain? Is this ceramic? Is this a marble? Is this... You have to know these things so you'll get the longevity factors. What type of roof is on here? Oh, it's just a regular wood shingle roof. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm about to give you $800,000 and that's the type of roof you have on here? I want a discount. That's how you should be thinking. You're spending your hard-earned money for the biggest investment in your life and you're not going to want the best materials? Make it make sense. You should be. And I will say this for the last time, and it won't be the last time. Upscale luxury. If you can buy it, you can afford it, live in an upscale luxury neighborhood, that is what appreciates the most, and make sure you have the best materials. Because your house that you bought in 2020 will look the same in 2040 with less maintenance and upkeep. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.